the child is happy, child learns faster.
Correct. Preschool is a necessity. It's not a luxury anymore. And if it was not a necessity, then you wouldn't have had preschools in every corner. Right? So there is a need. Right?
So today in early child care, we have more than 30, 35 corporates.
Wow.
It's spread all across. We are doing for IIT, we are doing for Indian Institute of Science, we are doing for IM. We always tell them that if you fail, it's fine, but you can learn. You'll have to learn from that failure.
Correct. Do you think AI is going to replace teachers?
Never. The teacher's job, especially in the formal years, teacher's job cannot be replaced by AI. But see, if you just see the future of preschool, there's going to be, how you draw balance between technology and a human touch. Affordability and quality, infrastructure, whatever, curriculum and the values, academics and the values.
Hello, and welcome to Education Matters by JK. Our today's guest is Mr. Vittal Bhandary, founder and managing director of Learning Edge Private Limited. Learning Edge is one of the pioneers in the education industry. They have many verticals, including Little Ellie, Ellie Childcare, Letter, and Glentree Academy. And today we are very fortunate to be talking to Mr. Vittal Bhandary, who's the founder and managing director. So let's talk to Mr. Vittal Bhandary and hear the entire story of Learning Edge. Welcome, Vittal, to the podcast.
Thank you, Jitu. Thank you for having me here.
So before we start, a lot of people think we are brothers. We are not. We just have one feature in common. That doesn't make us brothers, right? But he's like a brother to me. He's always given me great advice, and I always appreciate you for your time and your advice. And thank you for spending time today on the podcast. The focus of this podcast is for students and parents to understand what true education is and how education empowers and changes people, right? And I'm very fortunate that you are here because you've spent almost, I think, more than 2 decades in the education sector. You bring a lot of experience, a lot of your personal values to it. I've been fortunate to meet your franchisees and some of the parents, and they speak wonders about you and your family. So I hope we can share some of that stories with our audience today. Sure. So let's start with. I know what you were doing earlier, but for the audience, can you tell what brought you into education? Because you were doing something else, you're fairly successful at it, and then you quit all that to get into education. So.
Well, it's a big question.
Yeah.
I think I'll have to take you back to 26 years.
Yeah.
It all started when we were in Kuwait, Preeti and I. Preeti is my wife,
Yes.
and she's a co-founder.
Correct.
We were looking for a preschool for my elder daughter. In Kuwait, you see two kind of preschools. One is by expats, American expats or Brit expats,
run by expats,
run by with all the structured curriculum, international standard, and very good. And the other one is another side by next door aunties.
Okay.
It's not regulated, no formal curriculum, and it's all operated by apartment, one room.
Yeah.
15 to 20 kids squeezed in one room.
One room. So either very high end or very, very low.
Very low end.
Yeah.
And naturally, parents like us, high end was not affordable.
Okay.
And we didn't want to send our child to the other one. We were looking somewhere in between. And we realized that we are not the only one who were looking for this kind of options that time. The actual spark came from Preeti. She was working, and she's a Montessorian. She was working in an Indian school, and she had some vision.
Okay.
She wanted to start something unique, something child-centric, and something which, like for our children, like for our own child, how the play school should be, that kind of imagination she had. And that spark
Gave birth to
Salmiya Preschool, that's in Kuwait in 1999, 26 years back. So fortunately, we were successful. And
So your first school was actually in Kuwait, not in India.
Not in India.
Oh.
It's just that's why it's 26
26
years
years
back, not 20 years back. That gave a confidence, and we were successful, and parents started liking, and we realized that we are doing something right. That's why parents are coming back.
Correct.
And unfortunately, I should say fortunately,
Yeah. On the hindsight.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
hindsight, life had some other plans for us. Circumstances forced me to relocate to India.
Okay.
And I still remember it was very difficult for me to convince Preeti to relocate, because we just planted something and it's rooted well and it started growing, and
Yeah.
suddenly, I'm trying to convince her let's go
quit
back
everything and go back.
Quit everything and go back to India. So the one promise which I gave that time, don't worry, we'll go back to India, we'll start something similar on the same line, and we'll make this much bigger than Salmia Preschool.
So this is the first time I'm hearing this. So is Salmia school still there?
Yeah, Salmia Preschool was there till COVID.
Okay.
And
So you gave it to somebody?
yeah. I had a partner,
Okay.
a local partner, and is a friend of mine. He was actually from a hotel industry, and I convinced him to invest in this preschool because it is regulated, and it is all kind of. It was one of the first Indian preschool which is regulated that time.
Nice.
Like with all the structures and all the compliances. And I convinced him, so he partnered me. Then when we have to quit, I have made his wife, and Preeti and she has to stay back one more year to prepare them for the school.
Correct,
and it
correct.
continued for a long time,
Okay.
until COVID.
COVID.
Unfortunately, COVID time they have to close down.
They had to close down. And then with that learning, you came back to India with all that experience and you started Little Ellie.
Little Ellie.
Little Ellie is the first school that you started.
Yeah. See,
In India.
In India, yeah. Little Ellie is the first school we started. And in fact, we took 2-3 years of gap. I just moved to India 2001. Preeti took 6 more months just to set it up, to transfer the knowledge. And we took a break because of my
You're
younger
still
child.
and settling in India.
She was
Yeah.
carrying a younger
Oh,
daughter.
okay.
So we took a break. And 2005, we started Little Ellie.
Okay.
And that one, my promise and Preeti's passion, and that gave birth to Little Ellie in India.
So 20 years in the industry.
In India, 2005 we started.
Superb. Congratulations on
Thank you.
20 successful years. So that was first school, and cut to 2025, you are what, 150 schools plus?
Yeah, 150, and we have 150 active schools, and we have some more lined up.
Wow.
Just.
So I'm sure you must have had like crazy challenges, because the Indian market is completely different, mindset is different. So when you started from Kuwait to India, what are the first things that hit you that, hey, whether you'll be successful, not successful, or the challenges? And then what was the moment where you realized that you made a winning service?
See, actually, we started with a very humble beginning. We wanted to start one school, on the same background, like experience of in Kuwait. We started with our first Little Ellie. And that time, it was not really planned, and we didn't have that kind of, vision, whatever.
Okay. You just wanted to start one school.
And maximum maybe 2-3 schools.
Okay.
That was
Self-owned.
the only plan that time.
So no idea of franchising, nothing.
No idea of franchising, and franchising also happened by default. Actually,
Yeah.
we didn't expect franchising. In 2007, one of our staff, she was working. I had a small team, the core team. And she introduced me to her friend who came from US, and they were in IT, and they came from US. They had a property in a prominent place in Bangalore, and they wanted to start Little Ellie I was a little confused how to start, whether they are the investor, they're going to invest on this, and we were a little confused. But I said, okay, we'll start. We'll go ahead and start. In fact, school started before we are actually having a proper agreement or a franchise agreement.
So it was just helping a friend or
Yeah, we were
somebody
just
you knew.
helping a friend.
Okay.
Then I realized that there is a kind of model which is franchising, and we can still keep the brand with us, and they can own the center and all kind of thing. I started referring some
So
books.
you had no idea how franchising
I
was?
had no
Absolutely
idea.
nothing.
Believe me, no idea at all. And I have to go and consult few lawyers and made some basic agreement
Documentation.
draft, and I mean they were very nice, and these people were very accommodative, and we started the school
This was which year?
2007,
They're still your franchise?
and till today, 19 years, 18 years they completed, and still they are successful
first-
franchisees.
first document.
First franchisees.
And with that first set of document, or you
No, we have changed the
Changed the
documents. Maybe 2-3 times.
2-3 times? But that's commendable, right? That the belief in the brand, So I think before people believe in the brand, they believe in the people,
Yes.
right? Who are behind the brand. And I think I know Miss Preeti also. I've met her more than a couple of times, and the sort of energy and the sort of warmth that you guys bring into the school is just amazing, right? So kudos to you guys from that one
Yeah.
to
No,
150
I should tell
plus.
you that trust is more than any business strategy or
Yeah,
a plan.
yeah, correct.
That way they kept. That is something kept us going.
So when did you realize that more people, like when did the actual traction happen, and how did the actual, so if somebody is trying to build a franchise model, they are trying to understand how do I do this, what is that tipping point where you understand that, hey, I have a model which is just gonna go crazy?
See, with the experience of first franchisee, and people started approaching us within our own community, our teachers fraternity and all, people started approaching us. And till 50th franchisee, I never had any sales team.
Wow.
It all happened organically.
Amazing.
Yeah, till 50th franchisee. And one fine day, I got a call from Chennai. They were quite established educational industry. They had that was for I should say there's a second milestone after the first franchisee. That is the second milestone. I got a call, and we have a property, and we have heard about Little Ellie, and why can't you come and see the property and whether we can start?
This is outside the state.
This is first center outside Bangalore.
Outside Bangalore.
Outside Bangalore, it's in Chennai. And that is the time then I said, okay, I should have more people.
To
I
help
should have
you
a
out,
team.
yeah.
I should have a business development guys. I started building my, organization.
So again, the question is, like, if somebody is starting a business or something which is franchisable, what are the top 3 things you'll tell them to say, hey, if you do these 1 or 2 things, you have a successful you can have a successful franchise model. If you can summarize it.
Yeah.
Like what
If
works?
you want me to summarize for 3, first thing is passion.
Okay.
They should have that passion too.
Yeah.
Second, love for children.
Okay. So love for whatever
Whatever
business they're
work,
doing. Yeah.
but especially they should not get irritated with child crying,
Yeah.
They should,
Yeah.
actually that's a business.
Correct.
And third, they should have some kind of a financial background to support.
Correct.
And
No, this is for franchise.
franchise.
No, I'm talking about if somebody, like, suppose if I want to start, I'm passionate about making sandwiches.
Oh, yeah. I understood. I
yeah.
understood. You have a proof of concept.
So I'm great at something. Maybe I make great coffee or great sandwich, and I want to make it into a franchisable business. Because, you literally were forced into a franchise business, or rather organically pulled into franchise business without thinking too much, right? Because of your product, service was good, whatever passion you brought onto the table. But now things have changed. People plan, and if somebody's planning to do all these things, then what are the things you will tell them? Do these 3 things, then maybe your business will be.
I would say, like, first thing, they have to document what they're doing. Like suppose if they are doing a good coffee or a good whatever, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And they should document, that is something has to be there. I think they should wait for the proof of concept. That business should mature.
That single unit should mature.
Yeah, should mature and make some kind of a profit so that we can show that to prospective
Potential.
franchisees. Okay, this is the way how it is. Then once you start documenting your ingredients, whatever, like it will be services or anything, then you have that the proof that it is successful. Then that is the time you can start looking, maybe this is the time I should look for a, duplicating it through a franchisee or a COCO, whatever model.
Yeah. And personally, what should that, what skill set should that person have apart from the domain knowledge? You said passion.
See,
You said.
passion is because my business, it needs a lot of patience, love for children. So you should have passion. Otherwise, you should have the basic entrepreneurial skills. That is enough. Basic entrepreneurial skills.
Okay. Yeah. So interesting. You started franchising Little Ellie. Then you have something called Ellie Childcare. Can you explain us what that is? And then you also started a teacher training program called Letter. So how did these were also all organic, or there was a certain strategy, or how did this happen?
Actually, like we started with Little Ellie, and we didn't plan any of these vertical as a business growth, and it was never planned in a boardroom. But we started responding to the pain points as we come across. I still remember preschool. We were recruiting teachers. The teachers was always a challenge. So getting a good teacher, either they come with their own experience or whatever, but it is not relevant to our industry, and it's very difficult for us to make them unlearn and relearn.
Correct.
So we thought we should have a teachers training academy, especially for a preschool. We call it LETTER, Learning Edge Teachers Training and Research.
Oh, nice.
So that is one which also happened organically.
Okay.
And the second one is the Ellie Childcare. I should tell this. This is in 2011. 2011. One of our parent, he approached me. He was working for one of the Fortune 500 MNCs. He approached me, said his child was coming to our school, said we want to start something similar in our campus.
Okay.
So it was interesting. I didn't know that there is something like that. For them, it is. See, that time I don't think that the compliances were there. That Maternity Act compliances was not there.
Correct.
This was more of their inclusive or that kind of initiative, a diversity initiative. Actually, diversity initiative they wanted to have, and I was very happy. I took Preeti and let's go and
figure it out.
Figure it out. Then we went. Very nice, actually. They had a place and they had every kind of a setup they wanted to plan in this area, the dedicated space. And then we were happy to jump into that, and we started. That is the birth of Ellie Childcare.
Nice.
So today in Ellie Childcare we have more than 35 corporates.
Wow.
It's spread all across. We are doing for IIT, we are doing for Indian Institute of Science, we are doing for IIM. Even recently we started in IIT Jammu also.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's Ellie Childcare, corporate childcare.
Corporate childcare. Yeah. So, you're doing amazing in the preschool space. And you spent what, about 2005, so 20 years you said, right?
20 years.
20 years
in India.
In India. And 20 years so preschool started first, then you moved on to K-12 as well. So, yeah. So first I want to focus on preschool. What is the changes that you've seen in parent behavior, in awareness towards preschool?
Well, it's a good question.
From parent perspective, because a lot of, we still sometimes hear why is preschool necessary. NEP has said preschool is necessary, and now government is sort of pushing it, but we still have some resistance towards preschool.
Yeah, see, when we started, there were a lot of resistance. There were a lot of resistance. And obviously, parents were not aware of early learning
early
and
learning.
all kind of things.
Yeah.
And preschool was more of a preparatory.
Yeah.
Just
Or
to
play
prepare.
school, they used to call it.
Yeah, play school, just to spend some
Some
time,
time.
and teaching some rhymes and ABCD. And, that was the preschool was limited to more of a preparatory. It was informal. It was
Correct.
totally informal. Today, there's a drastic change. And we all know that preschool is a foundation of education. From informal to foundation, that's a big change, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So today parents are aware, and
More happy to enroll.
more happy to enroll. And obviously, there are a lot of preschools also. There are a lot of options.
Options also. No, from the other perspective, right? So that challenge I think is mitigated where parents don't ask why it is necessary, but now challenges are different. Parents do take it like a commercial engagement. So their expectation is very. I somehow feel that parents were more respectful when we were growing up towards the education sector. I mean, most of them, right? Even now, I think most of them are still extremely respectful towards what we are doing. But I think now the respect might be there, but the attitude has become more commercial. Do you see that?
Yeah. See, the parents are also more and more they're aware of all these things, and
Yeah.
these days because of the internet, and it's very difficult to deal with parents. Then it's very easy to teach a child, right?
Yeah.
So, but we have to take them into confidence. They are the main stakeholders.
Correct.
And from birth to age 6, a child spend only 20%, even if it comes to school.
Only 20% outside.
Yeah, yeah. And 80% at home influence.
Correct.
And we have to just to take them as a partners,
Yeah.
involve them in a different activities, and that is the way we have to take it forward.
What is the difficult part about preschool sector? The children or the parents?
I don't want to hurt.
No. I think, see, from
Parents are always
no. See,
demanding. I wouldn't say challenge.
I think
but they are-
what I experience is I see that the expectations have changed a lot,
expectations are changed.
right? And also because earlier there were many children, now most of them have either one, maximum two children. So the sort of involvement, awareness of the parent is also increased, and sometimes they feel that school should have done this as well. So I think from that perspective, I feel sometimes parents can be difficult, sometimes, because their expectation, I mean, there's always an expectation mismatch. Do you see that in the sector that, or the sort of parents you deal with, or they are more or less in tune with, or the expectations are matched with what you're giving?
Yeah, more or less, we are trying to keep a balance between parent expectation and what is, kind of required. And we can do more by involving them actively in many of our, activities.
Okay.
And it's a shared responsibility. It is nothing
Correct,
that we can always, we can teach only from a school, because the parent has to be, they have to complement.
Correct.
Because end of the day, the child
It's
spends-
partnership.
Yeah, it's a partnership.
Yeah.
So it's. I would say that this is going to be there. It's a challenge of the industry, and we have
So
to.
and
handle it.
also it'll keep changing. I think
Keep changing.
earlier
It's very dynamic.
evolving. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because earlier I think getting them to enroll was a challenge.
Yes.
Now matching with what their expectation is and what the school is doing, because sometimes the school is a little ahead and the parents are a little behind. Sometimes parents are a little ahead, but the school is taking time to catch up with the.
And we
with the
also
needs.
have a different kind of a parent. Some parents are very pushy. They want the child to know everything. Some parents are telling, why you are teaching all these things? Let them,
So expectation mismatch.
expectation mismatch.
So so there's always going to be gap, and I think that's why teacher training becomes extremely important. And do you? So I'm sure you must be pushing all these learnings back into your teacher training program and teaching, and of course to all your franchisees as
Exactly.
well, right?
Yeah.
So how has been the franchising journey? 150 schools, managing them, managing different partner expectation. Can you share a story, I want to know both story, like a really bad story and really good story. Like the most challenging one and the most happy one. I can remind you because this story I've heard from one of your franchisees. There's a bus stop named after Little Ellie,
Yeah,
right?
in
So if you
Chennai,
can
yeah.
share, if you can share that story.
See, handling different people, 150, and different geographical, like parents of one state may be a little different, parents of other state, their thinking is different.
Correct.
And it's always a challenge. So the parents get little, not franchisees get little kind of hyper when things are not going in the right direction. Because obviously they invested money and they want to see some kind of a ROI.
And I think the mismatch only happens where the pace expected is different.
Exactly.
So, we know that, preschools eventually, I mean, some schools take time to fill up, some schools fill up very quickly. And I think the mismatch is happening there, or is there any other mismatch that you were trying to point out?
Yeah, there are a lot of mismatch. It's all geographical. I don't want to name all of them, but it happens. Out of 100, 20% of the franchisees always feel, kind of left out because they compare them with the successful franchisees.
Who spend maybe more years.
Who spend many more years, who also spent little more than them, because some franchisees, whatever you have your bylaws and SOPs, but end of the day, franchisees trying to cut corners. They cut cost. For them, money saved is money earned. They try to.
But that doesn't work in our industry.
It doesn't work, actually. It doesn't work. But we try to educate them in a very nice way. But, when it comes to apparatus, when it comes to teaching aids, and they go for a cheaper materials and, all kind of thing. But we do have our audit system. But still, they try to, bypass our route.
Something, yeah.
And
we
they
are great
will
at
not be
finding-
successful.
I think as Indians we are great at finding loopholes. Right, in the system. So probably I'm sure they must be finding some loopholes in your system.
Yeah, see, they'll try to save initial some cost, but in a long run they are the losers. They start losing, and they are not getting a Google review. They are not getting a kind of a traction, and they start comparing and to educate them, to make them understand the business reality, that is going to be a little.
So what's your
challenge.
advice to them?
My advice to them: stick to the rule book.
Okay.
Whatever you have to do, you do it properly.
Yeah.
Don't try to cut corners. And don't avoid trainings. We have mandatory trainings. Sometimes, there are, they say we know, and, they'll send their representatives and all this kind of things, they try to. But when the actual problem happens, they really have a, kind of, that's, we don't, they have to stick to rules. The franchisee means there are certain rules they have to follow.
So challenges are when people don't follow rules. And success happens when?
Success happens when they see dollar sign.
One is when
Admissions.
they follow the rules.
Follow the rule, do it properly, and take the advice in a sportive way, very sportive way, because we sometime our audit or report and all may be a little not liked by them, but they'll have to act on it, and they'll have to do, and then some parent franchisees will try to they have their own way
Sometimes people don't like feedback, especially negative feedback. And I think feedback only helps us to grow better.
It is actually, we always tell them that if you fail, it's fine, but you can learn. You'll have to learn from that failure.
Correct. So, success story. We didn't finish the Little Ellie bus stop story.
Oh, I don't want to name the school because of some reasons, but in Chennai.
Or any other story, similar story, because I really liked it, that story. Or any other success story that you would want to talk about.
Two story I can give.
Okay.
One of my franchisees relative, I know his name because it's quite politician's name, Indian politician name. So he called me from US and he said he wants to start Little Ellie. It was a pleasant surprise, you know.
Correct.
Seattle.
Seattle.
I said, why? No. Parents are asking for a Little Ellie. I said, what? Parents? Then I realized that he has a lot of these Microsoft and Amazon employees who were part of a Bangalore Little Ellie. They insisted him because he was running a preschool there. You know, they wanted a Little Ellie curriculum.
Wow.
That was then we found out a way because he couldn't change his name to Little Ellie because he was taken a permission from authorities and all, you know, in a different name. Then we have, fortunately, one of our staff was traveling, personal travel to US, and they met him and we started, and we successfully run that for almost 6 years.
Wow.
That was one story. And second one, recently, one of our Bangalore franchisee, they have one successful center in Bangalore. 2 partners were there. One forced to relocate to Dubai, and they wanted to start Little Ellie in Dubai. And I said, fine, wonderful, we will start. Then they started the whole process. Then they realized that, okay, this is going to be a little bit of a expensive affair. Then she came to me and it's okay, we need some kind of a support. So I said, fine. Then we partnered with them as a model. And JV model, joint venture model. And that was last year, we started our Little Ellie Dubai in Mirdiv.
Wow.
These are very interesting stories.
Correct. And what do you attribute to the growth and, you know, people calling you to different parts of the world? What is something, I mean, what would you attribute that to, right? Because it can't be luck. It can't be, there has to be something that you're doing right, whereby people are telling you to come and start schools in locations that you've not even thought of.
I think our personal involvement, especially, you know, as of now, Preeti and I are personally involved, and we know most of the franchisees by name, their families, and, you know, they develop some kind of a bonding, they develop some kind of a trust. I think all the success comes from this, and also our commitment to franchisees and whatever we do.
I think apart from obviously, you know, you guys have a great curriculum, and, you know, I definitely attribute it to the kind of people you are, and, you know, your passion and warmth and everything that you bring to the table. I think that definitely helps, and that trust factor, right? I can trust. So superb. And then, you know, based on this passion and trust, you also got organically pushed into another vertical. So, do you want to talk about that? What is that vertical and how old is it? And
well, see, Jitu, actually, all the vertical we started, they are not our growth strategy. This never happened in a boardroom. We just started responding to
the needs.
Pain points, needs, and organically it's grown. Whether it is a letter, that's Teachers Training Academy, whether it is Ellie Childcare, that is our corporate childcare, or Glentree Academy, you know, the formal K-12 school. We have 3 in Bangalore. See, we just responded. But in my way, I strongly believe the ecosystem should be built like this. So that is the way it should be. You know, that's what I feel. But I think we are lucky, and maybe we are fortunate. We were there on the right time. And,
I also think it's a great insight, right? That if as an entrepreneur you keep responding to the challenges or pain points that you see, and if you can address those pain points within the ecosystem, then
nothing like that.
Yeah, because it'll bring you new verticals.
Today, for outsider, it look like, okay, we have forward integration,
backward integration.
Backward integration. Literally, backward integration is a child care where we take from infant, and forward integration is K-12 school, children from Little Ellie, they go to our Glentree Academy, and in between that support system is Letter Academy. These are all, actually it looks like that, but it's happened by responding to the real problem.
So I mean, as I said, it's a great way of, or great perspective to the whole thing, that if you keep focusing on the challenges of your own industry, or support whatever business you are doing, it can give birth to new avenues of revenue and stuff like that. So great example there. I mean, your company is a great example of that. Uh, Coming back to the entire education bit, uh, you know, you started in Kuwait, and then in India. India, you are working with a certain. So India, as we know, it's not a homogeneous society, right? There are people working at various levels with different income, different mindset. You've sort of created a niche, right? I mean, it's your niche is we've nicely targeted a certain set of parents, right? So again, what was the insight that I want to speak to these kind of parents? Or was there an insight, or you had a product and similar-minded people just started uh, joining your school? How did that go about?
No, see, this is how, since we positioned our first school in such a way that it is for a middle class, a higher middle class, because we have not kept our school in the top of the pyramid. So once we started working on that, then we are forced to cater the same kind of a parents.
Correct.
We never had an option to make. I know it is very, very competitive. That sector is highly competitive. But as we go top of the pyramid, maybe it's not as competitive as the bottom. So I think we have by.
So what are the parents that you cater to? What are they looking for? Or rather, let's put it another way. What is the USP of Little Ellie, right? That hey, these are the 5 or 4 more critical things about early years, and this is what we focus on. If you can speak about it.
See, literally, Preeti strongly believed to develop a curriculum which is child-centric, keeping child at the core. And we have started working on that module. And initially, when we started, because the curriculum keeps
Changing.
evolving, 20 years
Yeah.
back and today, there is a vast difference.
Correct.
Initially, she's being a Montessorian. Montessori was initial concept. Then she merged Montessori with the Waldorf, Rudolf Steiner. Then we developed slightly a different curriculum, and but core was happy preschool. That was our, I strongly believe if the child is happy, child learns faster.
Correct.
And happiness is, just,
Yeah.
the child makes teacher happy, and if the child is happy, parents are happy.
Yeah.
Happy child and happy families is not just a tag for us.
Correct.
It
It's a
is
belief
something
system.
which we really believe.
Yeah.
It is something we really believe.
Yeah. So it's very interesting because happiness is something that is so personal, yet so infectious, right? Because something else might be making you happy, something else might make me happy, but happiness as a thing is so personal, but yet very communal, or very, it cannot be enjoyed alone. It spreads automatically.
It spreads, yeah.
It spreads.
I don't know whether you remember earlier, Little Ellie, the tagline was
The world of joy, yeah.
a world of joy.
Yeah.
And we wanted to, just to retain that one, and it's become a happy preschool. So
Correct.
we just started working on the same, kind of, and we still believe that is one thing is not going to change.
Correct.
The preschool industry might change. There may be technology, there may be a lot of other things, but we stick to our core. That is happy preschool.
Nice. It's very nice. And ultimately, I think parents are looking for a place where their child can go and have a good time, right?
That's right.
Learning at that age is very natural. Even if you don't want them to teach, they'll learn, right? So if they are in a happy place, in a happy learning environment, they're going to pick up everything. So, and the K-12 school that you are doing, it's affiliated to CBSE.
Yes.
It is CBSE.
It is nothing but a natural progression of Little Ellie.
Little Ellie. Okay.
We started, parents were demanding after Little Ellie where? After Little Ellie where?
Okay.
But Bangalore, we had enough Little Ellie so that we can start. We could start K-12.
When did you start the first K-12?
2015,
2015.
10 years back.
Oh wow, 10 years now.
Yeah, 10 years back.
Yeah, and now you have three.
Now I have three.
Very good. What next? Like, are you going to open more preschool, more K-12 schools in other states, or you've not thought about it? Or maybe somebody will call you and say, hey, I want to start a full school here, and then you'll start?
People say, no, you get a calling somewhere, and I get a call.
Okay. So, right now it's not a calling. Maybe you're waiting for a call. So maybe whoever's watching, they can call you, and maybe you can start in another city or place.
We are open to explore. Mainly that K-12, sector is looking more promising. And of course, Little Ellie, we can't leave Little Ellie. That is a core backbone of Learning Edge India Private Limited.
So, we often talk about, and I've had this discussion with other preschool owners as well. A lot of pressure being created by parents, by sometimes by government agencies, and of course the normal economic pressures of how the country is moving, right? So where I'm coming from is nobody wants expensive school, but economic pressure, rentals are rising, right? Teacher salaries going up, which is fair. Teachers should get comparable salaries. Government putting more and more regulations which we cannot fulfill.
Correct.
Right? Like one of the regulations that I don't know if you want to talk about it or we want to skip it. 30-year lease for a preschool. No landlord is going to sign a 30-year lease.
Not practical.
It's just impossible. Right? I know in Maharashtra they have something like to register the preschool, I have to get OC, I have to get CC. Now, if there is a apartment or whatever building where I'm taking a small part of it,
it's landlord's responsibility.
And it's between the landlord and the municipality. How do we get involved?
We can't get
right? So, do you see as a design or ignorance? Is it by design that there is an invisible force pressuring preschools, or you think that it's just ignorance and making, because preschool is a necessity. It's not a luxury anymore.
I know.
Right? And if it was not a necessity, then you wouldn't have had preschools in every corner. Right? So there is a need.
There is a need.
That's why preschools are coming in. And there are not enough schools, full schools, which can cater to all the children. So, preschool and full school. So, where do you see this? How do you see this? Without putting you in trouble?
I don't want to get too much into that. But there is an invisible force
which is trying to
disrupt or disturb the whole preschool ecosystem.
And who's going to lose? I think the parents are going to lose.
Parents are going to lose.
Right? Because
in fact, we have in Bangalore, we have another association. We have taken kind of to minister and the concerned authorities and all. They're working on it. Hopefully, I think in the next
come to a resolution.
Yeah, some kind of resolution.
Hopefully, because I think it's for the betterment for both parents and
it
children.
It is win-win for everyone.
Everybody, right? I also feel sometimes schools are a very soft target because everybody feels that schools are making a lot of money, right? So I think schools have become soft target for vested interest, not for good people. Nobody wants to target, but sometimes it is. And coming back to where do you use a lot of tech in your schools?
See, I'm personally I'm not a very strong supporter of tech, but Having said, we can't ignore tech.
Ignore tech, yeah.
So we use tech for in the back end, especially for the
Support.
training, support, parent app, and communications. For
So
all
tech
this.
is like a support.
It's a support. It is not the main kind of a thing.
Where do you see AI? Everybody says AI is going to come in. Like I'm talking not only from preschool, I'm talking education as a whole. Do you think AI is going to replace teachers?
Never. The teacher's job, especially in the formal years, teacher's job cannot be replaced by AI. But see, if you just see the future of preschool, and there's going to be, how you draw balance between technology and a human touch, affordability and, quality, infrastructure, whatever, and curriculum and values, academics and values. These are all, there's going to be a challenge how you strike balance between all these things and make a product and which is so sound and sustainable, and so that you can win. It's always Darwin's. Competition will be there, technology disruption is there, everything is there. But we have to use technology as an enabler, not as a main kind of a thing. We are always against to screen time.
Okay.
So we can't use technology for browsing and reading and all kind of things.
So, yeah, I get it from early years perspective that, when a child is like 6 months going to early childcare or any childcare for that matter, they need a human touch, human warmth, for that. Maybe till up to 4, 5. But once you come to K-12, if you have a humanoid, again, I don't want to put you in trouble, but you have a humanoid who's not going to change her mood or his mood, irrespective of how noisy the class is, will not have any problems at home or issues. People have issues, personal issues, which they sometimes carry to work. A robot or a humanoid, AI-based, may not have all those issues. I'm talking about future, I'm not talking tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow the tech is not there. Some of it is here, but some of them will come in the future. You have a humanoid, will have all the answers, can
You'll
frame
not have a
question.
teacher's problem.
Don't have to pay monthly salary, maybe subscription, right? Some SaaS model or,
I know.
whatever model, a big tech will come up with these AI-based teachers. So, universal education. Everybody is learning. Do you see that happening? And do you see that will be possible, not be possible?
Yeah, it can supplement for some extent, complement for some extent rather. But human touch has to be there. I wouldn't say going forward, maybe after 5 years or 10 years, you may see these whatever humanoid or robots or whatever, and they can come, they can deliver they can do much effectively because we are using technology. When it comes to smart boards, when it comes to other activities and all, we are using technology. It is not that we don't use
technology.
Yeah, we use technology. But I don't think it will completely replace human touch because that is going to be the challenge. How to balance AI or a technology and a human touch.
So, here's what I think, okay? In California, you may have seen that Waymo cabs.
Yeah.
Completely indigenous. Then you have Tesla, self-driving cars. They're not common. They are there.
They're there.
They're not common. I think if those cars, and I'm trying to relate it because tech is also a lot of cultural aspect comes to tech, right? So I feel that if we have, say, more than 50% self-driving cars in a particular city or a country, let's say city, if you have it in more than 50% of the cars are self-driving, then you'll also have few schools who will have 100% humanoids. Like they'll have more humanoids than teachers. Because the tech will be ready, the mindset will be ready, and I see that. Again, education doesn't stop. I mean, the way we educate might
just change.
But we never know.
See, I don't know whether you remember few years back, we were talking when the smart boards are introduced. We were all talking about, smart boards will completely replace the blackboard.
Blackboards.
Yeah. But it's never replaced the blackboard.
Now we are writing on
In a surround, we are writing on
on the smart board.
a smart board. So writing has to be there.
Yeah.
So reading, writing, and arithmetic. These are three basic R's of education which will continue to be there. Maybe you may find some. If tomorrow, if humanoid is there, I may buy one or two humanoid in my Glentry Academy also, just for a optics or a marketing purpose. But I will not replace my whole teachers. Because the teachers comes with a lot of
Passion.
touch, passion. I don't see immediately. I don't want to talk about 20 years from now. Maybe in next 5 years or maximum 10 years. I don't think it will replace.
Yeah, I think fair enough. Maybe it'll take more than 10 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, you have a great perspective on tech. Coming to essential skills, right? What are the skills do you think that are gonna require, irrespective if it is 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? Let's go. I mean, we can't go more than 20 years. Maybe 20, 25 years. But what are the skills you think that if we teach them now will be relevant after 20, 25 years also? Because if you start with
see, skills will be always relevant.
Yeah.
But subject may not be relevant. Like what we, trigonometry and all things what we learned, I don't think we use in a practical purpose. But subjects,
not everybody uses.
Not everybody uses.
Unless you
maybe some of them.
Yeah.
But skills like
basic math,
basic maths or arithmetic or writing skills. Writing may not be there on a long run. But that holding the pencil and fine motor skills, which will help the child, to do a lot of other things.
That was going to be my another question. Do you think writing is going to be essential after 20 years? Will be relevant? How much do you write on a daily basis? Huh?
I write.
I see you carrying a pen.
Yeah, I write. Actually,
you write every day?
Not every day, but I write. I just, I don't know.
Your thoughts or notes, what do you write?
Yeah, but if I ask the same question to my Gen Z daughter.
That's what I'm going to
Gen Z daughter. Yeah. I don't think she'll write.
Yeah, she'll type it out.
She'll type it, she'll make note. Suddenly, all kind of, but even though in our mobile also there is a notes and all kind of things, we don't do that. Yeah. We'll make we are old school.
No, I've gone completely digital.
Good.
And nowadays you can also write on an iPad or a
but you
tab.
have to write, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying that if you want to be old school and still digital, so you get a digital diary and you just write on that.
That's right.
So do you think skills like writing, which we are teaching now to a preschooler, cursive writing, straight, whatever, whatever we teach them, do you think that's something that a child should be spending time learning, or it's time you start teaching them how to type? Apart from write and type, or it's still, I think it's still a no-no in a lot of schools, right? Nobody's teaching typing. I don't know any school which is teaching typing.
No, not especially in preschool. Not that I know.
I don't even know if in full school we are teaching typing.
No.
K-12 schools.
No. Earlier there used to be typing.
Yeah.
Like ASDF, semicolon, LKG. I still remember typing though.
We all took that course, right? But I think it's an essential skill, right?
Yeah, it's an essential skill. We don't do
just
it.
as writing, but nobody's teaching that. Yeah. So what are the other skills that you foresee are going to become redundant? See, it's very difficult to predict what may come in next, right? So, like, we don't know whether robots are going to teach our children, humanoids are going to teach our children, or AI is going to be completely teaching our children. But writing is one skill which I see just going downhill. Do you see any other skill which you feel that may or may not be necessary?
Maybe coloring. Coloring what we do right now. That is also related to writing only, pencil control. So it may become redundant after some time.
I think even you can prompt and draw now, right?
Yeah.
Make a house.
Yeah.
So is art going to remain the same? You think art's going to remain the same? And if we have to teach children art, whereby they will become artists of the future, we may have to rethink how we teach art, right? So, interesting point. So, Mr. Vittal, the one of the reasons I do this podcast is obviously I get to meet people like you, but the other aspect is, it's my personal quest to understand what true education is, right? Uh, I'm sure education means different to you, and I've heard many perspectives on what is really true education. Because if you're dealing with children, if you're dealing with the future, education is a very important part. So, how do you look at education, and yeah, your perspective on education?
A very simple answer. The purpose of education is to make a good human being, right? Not to make a doctor or an engineer or a lawyer or any professional. End of the day, it should be a good human being.
Nice. Yeah.
So whatever we do, if you don't mix value education, value in education, the education is incomplete.
Correct.
Right? So, see, there are a lot of things, I see these days, children are self-centered. They don't have that compassion, humility, nothing, just basically they see their parents, maybe they are also very self-centered. So I think in a broad perspective, we have to educate our new generation with a lot of value-based education. We should have a good mix. That's why, in our...
What are 2-3 values that you feel are extremely important going today and for the future that a human should have? When you say values, what values?
Empathy.
Okay.
Empathy is the first one.
Yeah.
That does make us...
I think it's very critical.
That does make us human.
Half the problems...
Otherwise, we are animals.
Yeah. Half the problems of this world will be solved if everybody has empathy.
Empathy. And if we introduce empathy, because it's very difficult to introduce value in a preschool, because they spend only 2 hours with us, and we can't teach moral education or values. But we try to do a lot of activities. It could be sharing activities, sharing a toy, and how to talk to your friend who's sad, and how to
cheer them up,
and how to share, how to accommodate, how to you just have to. These are small activities we can, but we can't teach a whole. It has to come from home. We always say home is the first school, parents are the first teacher. But this is something has to come from home. But today, we are missing this point because it's the nucleus family. Grandparents
not enough
are not
support,
there.
not enough support. Parents are busy.
Parents are busy, and they depend on whoever, available at help.
House help.
And they can't teach all these things.
Yeah.
So that's the big danger I see of future generation.
Very interesting. Very real and sad problem of today's, especially urban life. I think rural areas are still okay, but urban, definitely I see this as a problem. So yeah, thank you very much. You have an amazing perspective, great story on your journey. I really enjoyed it. Not that I've heard it for the first time. We've had many chats, but some of the things that I learned today from you were completely different. I hope the viewers also enjoyed it. So this brings us to another round, a very short round called Rapid Fire, to understand Mr. Vittal Bhandary from a different perspective. So you don't get any
hamper?
No hamper. Okay. I keep telling everybody you get nothing. Right? It's just a fun round. One book that you enjoyed reading and you can recommend it to people.
Yeah, I think the book, there are many books, but books on a communication, how to talk to a child so that they can listen.
Okay.
And listen how they talk, that's, I don't know whether I named it right.
Okay.
That is one of the, especially today, like the the communication with the
How to talk to a child? Is that you think that's
Yeah,
the name
yeah.
of the book?
Yeah.
We'll put it in the
that
on the
is
screen.
one and one book. It talks about a positive communication with the parents because you see these days, especially teens, parents and children are start fighting.
Yeah.
Because children should listen.
Yeah. And
Children
parents also
want
should
you
listen.
to talk. Children should listen. We want them to listen, but we don't listen to them.
Yeah.
That's one book which I don't know. I got the name right.
No,
or-
we'll put
Yeah,
the name on
yeah.
the screen. Then what is we are going a little bit in a fun angle, right? So
Okay.
we're not going to be very serious. This is not serious round. Favorite movie?
Lagan.
Lagan. Okay. Favorite actress?
I don't want to.
Many.
Many. Yeah, I'll skip that.
You skip that. Okay. Then, what is one guilty pleasure that you have?
I have not gone to English medium schools when I was.
Okay, so let me.
I studied in a
Let me-
village.
So let me make it little easier. So thing that you know is wrong, but you still do it. So one bad habit.
Sometimes I shake my leg. I know it's wrong, but
No, it's-
sometimes not.
Just extra energy. That's fine.
It's extra energy, but
Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah, it's socially people might frown upon
Like
it,
it,
but
yeah.
there's nothing
Nothing wrong in it?
Yeah, there's
Then
nothing.
it's fine.
No, I thought it's a guilty pleasure. You'll say I'm a foodie. I eat, even when sometimes I shouldn't be eating. I thought you'll say something like that because you enjoy
Guilty pleasure.
I know you enjoy food. We've had a lot of meals together. So
One guilty pleasure I have. Sometime I'll have to skip office for my golf.
see that I knew you had more than one guilty pleasure. So I think that's a good one. You play a lot of golf, right? Which has been your favorite? You also compete,
Very
semi-professional, not
yeah,
professional,
not pro.
not pro. So which has been your favorite place to go and play golf?
The best golf courses are in Thailand, actually.
I know about
But
it.
I don't want to say the best place to go to golf.
It's Thailand. Yeah. People might construe it in the wrong way. But I know it because one of my family friend, son is a golfer, a young golfer, right? He's still in school. And the mother moved to Thailand just so that the son can play golf.
Yeah.
And that school
it's
is
a heaven for a golf
connected to a golf course. So I know about it. That's one of the best places to go and play golf. So it was wonderful talking to you. It was very
Thank you.
informative. It was fun. It didn't feel like an interview for me or a podcast to me. It was just like the way we chat every time we meet.
Thank you so much, Jitu.
Yeah.
It was so wonderful to be here.
I hope
And
you enjoyed it.
Talk formally.
All right. Thank you very much. So that's the end of our podcast. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to Education Matters by JK. Thank you.
Thank you.